Ethan Crow wasn't supposed to be anywhere near the frontier that day. He was a former medic, a wanderer, a man who'd seen too many battles and too many people die. After resigning from the Terran Corps, he promised himself that the galaxy would spin without him for a while. But fate has a way of grabbing humans by the collar and throwing them into trouble. The child in the fire-stormed outpost of Zarkala was burning. Ethan had only meant to pass through the volcanic moon for supplies. 30 minutes, in and out. Instead, raiders hit the settlement like a swarm of locusts, fire raining from their ships. Then he'd heard it, a scream, high-pitched, panicked. Young Ethan didn't think. He jumped over a shattered wall and ran through smoke thicker than tar, clutching nothing but a worn combat knife and the stubbornness humans were known for across half the galaxy, through fire and falling debris. He saw her, a tiny dragon child, scales silver blue, wings trembling, eyes huge with terror, trapped under a collapsed beam. TCH. "You're just a baby," Ethan muttered, bracing his shoulder under the smoking metal. "You picked a real bad day to need saving." Muscles screamed. The heat singed his skin. But Ethan pushed, with the kind of desperation that only humans muster when a child is crying. He freed her, but the raiders spotted him, and they didn't hesitate. Energy bolts tore through the air. One shot clipped his shoulder. Another burned his ribs. Another hit his thigh. He counted them one by one. 1, 2, 5, 9, 12. By the 6th, he should have been down. By the 9th, dead. By the 12th, vaporized. But the child in his arms kept sobbing, and quitting wasn't in the human manual. He ran until everything blurred into red and black. The warmth of Scales' pain dripped out of him like water from a cracked pipe. The last thing he saw was a towering shadow. Wings spread wide, the ground shaking with each step. A voice, deep, feminine, furious. "Who hurt my daughter?" Then everything vanished. Awakening, Ethan woke to warmth, heavy warmth, pressure, and the distinct feeling that something was lying across his chest. His eyes flew open. He froze. A giant woman covered in royal crimson scales was on top of him, not crushing him, but pinning him firmly like an enormous living blanket. Her wings formed a protective dome around them. Her golden eyes studied him with a mixture of concern, curiosity, and something almost possessive. She was at least 7 feet tall, maybe more, and extremely dangerously beautiful. "Oh good," she exhaled, voice vibrating through his ribs. "You're awake." Ethan stared up, speechless. "Hi," she blinked slowly. "Human, you took 12 plasma shots. 12 you should be Ash. And yet you held my daughter and shielded her with your own body." "Yeah, well, kids shouldn't die," Ethan murmured. "Kind of a universal rule." The dragon woman narrowed her eyes and leaned closer. "My name is Razora, matriarch of Clan Zar, and you." One of her enormous claws touched his cheek with surprising gentleness. "Are either insane or the most honorable creature I have ever seen." "Let's go with tired," he managed. She didn't move off him. "Could you maybe get up?" "No, why not? You are fragile and warm, and you nearly died." She growled, wings tightening protectively around him. "I am keeping you here until I decide you are healed. You will not argue." "Okay then." The clan's Shokwan Razora finally allowed Ethan to stand. He found himself inside a magnificent cavern, part home, part throne room. Hundreds of dragonfolk gathered, whispering about him. That is the human who took 12 shots. He carried a child through fire. Humans are terrifying. No, they're incredible. The little dragon girl, the one he saved, ran to him and clung to his leg. Human Ethan. Mama said you didn't let me burn. Razora lifted the child with one arm and looked at Ethan almost softly. She speaks of you non-stop. Ethan scratched the back of his neck. I'm glad she's okay. Razora stepped closer, towering over him. You do not understand. In our culture, saving a child at the cost of your own life is an act worthy of eternal honor. You risked everything for one who was not your kin. It wasn't a choice, Ethan said simply. It's just what we humans do. The surrounding dragons murmured at that. Impressed, the matriarchs claimed that night, under the molten glow of the moon's lava seas. Razora approached him again, calmer now, less threatening, but still intensely direct. Ethan Crow, she said, I have made a decision, oh boy. In our laws, I owe you a life, a deep one, but I find I feel more than obligation. She looked away, which was strange, because he had trouble imagining this giant warrior being shy. When you lay dying, you held my daughter so tightly that you took shots meant for her. I have never seen bravery like that, not even among my own warriors. Ethan swallowed. Your daughter needed help. Anyone sane would have known, Razora interrupted, stepping close enough that he felt the heat of her scales. Not anyone. Many bigger, many stronger, but you, a small flesh being, stood between my child and death. Her voice dropped lower, warmer. Humans are strange and astonishing. Ethan suddenly felt very small and very noticed. Razora leaned down, bringing her face only inches from his. In my clan, when a warrior shows unmatched courage, the matriarch offers more than gratitude. What kind of more are we talking about? Her eyes glowed like molten gold. A place in my clan, she paused. A place at my side. Another pause. A place in my life. If you want it, Ethan nearly forgot how to breathe. You mean, yes, she said simply. I am asking if you will stay. With me, with us. With the child you saved. He laughed nervously. You don't waste time, do you? Life is short, Razora said. Even for dragons. And humans burn so brightly, so briefly. I would not waste a moment. The human, Ansarithan, looked around at the child who hugged his leg like he was a hero, at the clan who watched him with respect, rare for a human wanderer, at Razora, fierce, powerful, protective, who looked at him not as a burden, but as something she valued, and for the first time in a long while, Ethan felt something warm move inside him. You know what? He said softly. Maybe I could stay. For a while, help out. Make sure the kid grows up safe. Razora smiled, a slow, fanged, breathtaking smile. I accept. Then she placed a clawed hand on his chest, exactly where his scars lay. You took 12 shots to protect my daughter, Ethan Crow. Now let me protect you. Ethan grinned. One condition, Razora blinked. What? You get off me when I'm trying to sleep. She laughed, a deep, rolling, volcanic laugh that made the entire cavern vibrate. No promises. Human, a new beginning, and so the galaxy spread onward, oblivious. But in the molten heart of Jorakala, a tired human found a home he never expected. A child gained a hero, a clan gained a legend, and a giant dragon. Woman found the one being brave and stubborn enough to catch her heart. Humans, they always changed the story. Asterisk.